Welcome to my channel, Hotspot with Loveth, the ultimate spot for all things entertainment, ranging from celebrity gists, reviews, interesting stories, and African folktales. Subscribe now. In the bustling city of Lagos, Nigeria, 33-year-old Arinze was a picture of success. He had a flourishing career and was pursuing his master's degree in the United Kingdom. On one of his visits back home, he met Ada, a vibrant 23-year-old woman just starting her National Youth Service Corps program after graduating from the university. Their connection was instant, a whirlwind romance that led to marriage within 5 months of them meeting. Despite the distance, their love seemed to flourish. Arinze was committed to his studies in the UK, while Ada continued her NYSC in Nigeria. They kept in touch through video calls and messages, counting down the days until they could be permanently together. 4 years flew by, with Arinze visiting Ada twice a year. Each visit was filled with joy and love, but the separation took its toll. Ada's visa application to join Arinze in the UK were repeatedly rejected, creating a strain in their relationship. Ada began expressing her frustrations, feeling isolated and ashamed as people started talking and asking questions. She began threatening divorce. Arinze, desperate to save his marriage, made a difficult decision. He returned to Nigeria unprepared for the challenges that awaited him. Back in Nigeria, Arinze faced an uphill battle. Despite his impressive resume, finding a job proved difficult. Ada took up a poorly paying teaching job to support them, but the financial strain caused tensions to rise. Ada, once loving and supportive, started lashing out, calling Arinze incapable, shameless, and a man unable to provide for his family, forgetting the sacrifices he had earlier made for her. Arinze, hurt but determined, continued to seek employment. The memory of better times when he provided for Ada without hesitation kept him going. He remembered the early days of their marriage, when they were filled with dreams and promises of a bright future. Those memories were a beacon of hope, guiding him through the dark days of rejection and despair. After months of relentless searching, Arinze finally secured a job. It wasn't luxurious, but it provided for their basic needs. The role was modest, a far cry from the prestigious position he once held, but it was a lifeline. Ada quit her teaching job, relieved but still resentful of their modest lifestyle. The constant comparison to other men who could afford their wives' luxury was a bitter pill for Arinze to swallow. Ada's words, often laced with scorn, cut deep, yet he bore them in silence, focusing on the little progress they were making. Despite the meager finances coming into the helm, the emotional wounds from their struggles lingered. Ada's disrespect and constant comparisons to more affluent men weighed heavily on Arinze. He found solace in the moments of quiet, reflecting on his commitment to his family and his unyielding resolve to make things better. Within 2 years of his return, they were blessed with 2 children, a boy and a girl. Their arrival brought a new dimension to their lives. Though life was tough, the children brought immense joy and a renewed sense of purpose. Arinze found comfort in their innocent laughter and the way their eyes lit up when he returned home from work. They were a reminder of what truly mattered. Ada too found moments of joy in their children, but her dissatisfaction with their lifestyle often overshadowed her happiness. She struggled to reconcile the reality of their financial situation with her dreams of a more prosperous life. Her frustrations, however, were not lost on Arinze. He could see the pain behind her harsh words, understanding that her criticisms stemmed from a place of disappointment and unfulfilled dreams. Despite the emotional and financial strain, Arinze remained steadfast. He knew that building a better future required patience and perseverance. He continued to work diligently, saving what little he could and always looking for opportunities to improve their situation. His love for Ada never wavered, even when her words stung the most. He saw in her the same woman he fell in love with, believing that their love could weather the storm. Grace smiled upon Arinze once again. He landed a high-paying job in Abuja, a role that required him to be away from home often. He relocated, visiting his family in Lagos once a month and spending a week with them each visit. With their improved finances, peace returned to their home. Arinze sent 70% of his earnings to Ada, ensuring his family never lacked. 2 years passed in relative harmony, and they welcomed another son into their family. Despite the distance, Arinze's commitment to his family never wavered. Life seemed perfect. The children were happy and healthy, and there was financial stability. Arinze believed Ada was managing their finances prudently. He trusted her to save and invest wisely, given the substantial amount he sent to her each month. Ada had transformed back into the sweet wife he once knew, her demeanor shifting with the flow of money. She even addressed him as sir at times, serving his meals with a diligence that reminded him of the early days of their marriage. The complaints ceased, replaced by a newfound harmony in their home. Arinze's monthly visits were joyous occasions. The children would rush to greet him, their faces alight with excitement, and Ada would welcome him warmly. They spent time as a family, creating cherished memories that Arinze carried back with him to Abuja. He felt a sense of pride and contentment, believing that they had finally overcome their hardships. However, fate had other plans. Arinze's company faced a severe financial crisis, leading to bankruptcy and massive layoffs. He was one of the casualties, forced to return to Lagos jobless and worried about his family's future. The news hit him like a thunderbolt, shattering the illusion of stability they had built. Upon his return, the atmosphere in their home shifted. The joy and warmth that once greeted him were replaced by a tense silence. Arinze's anxiety grew as he considered the implications of his job loss. He had no substantial savings to fall back on, having trusted Ada to manage their finances. In a moment of desperation, Arinze sat Ada down and asked about the savings she had made. To his shock and dismay, she revealed that there was no money left. She claimed that the expenses of raising their children and maintaining her appearances had consumed all the funds. Arinze was stunned. Despite sending 70% of his earnings home, Ada had not saved a penny. The realization hit him hard. He was broke, out of a job, and his wife had mismanaged their finances. The tension in the household escalated. Ada's sweet demeanor vanished, replaced by defensiveness and blame. She argued that she had done her best under the circumstances, but her words rang hollow to Arinze. He felt betrayed and overwhelmed, the weight of their financial crisis pressing down on him. As if losing his job wasn't enough, Arinze's youngest son fell critically ill and required urgent surgery. The little money Arinze had managed to save went towards the medical bills. He even had to borrow money to ensure his son's survival. Desperate to provide for his family, Arinze took up any odd jobs he could find. He drove a taxi, did freelance work, and engaged in small businesses whenever opportunities arose. His once bright career had now become a distant memory, replaced by the daily grind of scraping together a living. The strain took a severe toll on his health, and the constant worry about his precarious situation caused his blood pressure to rise. Each night, he lay awake, haunted by the thought of how his life had transformed so drastically. Arinze's mind often drifted back to the days when he was a promising young professional with a flourishing career. The stark contrast between his past and present was a bitter pill to swallow. He regretted his decision to return from the UK, a choice made out of love and duty, now seemingly a futile effort to please a woman who never seemed to appreciate his sacrifices. Ada's constant complaints and disrespect during his moments of trials made life even more challenging. Yet, amidst the chaos and despair, his children remained a beacon of hope. Their innocent smiles and laughter were a source of strength for him. Arinze found solace in their presence, their love offering a respite from the harsh realities of life. He vowed to keep going, for their sake, determined to provide them with a stable and happy upbringing, despite the odds stacked against him. As the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, Arinze's resilience never waned. He continued to hustle, taking every job that came his way, no matter how menial. He knew that giving up was not an option. His love for his children and his unwavering commitment to their future kept him focused, even as his body and spirit were pushed to the limits. In quiet moments, Arinze would reflect on his journey, drawing strength from his past achievements and the hope for a better tomorrow. He believed that his hard work and dedication would eventually pay off, and that one day he would look back on these difficult times with a sense of pride and accomplishment. Until then, he remained steadfast, driven by the love for his family and the unshakable belief that brighter days lay ahead.